So this is gonna be another replay cast of me against Rom on Rain City. If you don't know these maps, you should really check out the Avex maps. They are really great. A really talented map maker. Okay, so Rom picks the Khala. I random from 6th faction and end up with the Raiders. So let's see how this plays out. As you can see in Heptacraft, 12 mineral patches per main base, 7 at your expansions. Might already know this stuff. Mining rate is reduced from Legacy of the Void, and SOEs or workers don't really couple that well because they need longer to mine. So the mining curve is much smoother and not as abrupt when you get an expansion. Okay, I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit at the start. Let's set it to twice the normal speed. As you can see, nothing much happening. It's really similar to Protoss versus Terran that you might know from Brood War. Here's Rom getting his gateway and his gas, me getting my barracks and my gas. So nothing out of the ordinary here. You might notice the lack of mules here. That's because mules don't mine in Heptacraft. There are no macro mechanics for any race, but as a replacement, most factions get defensive abilities like the Stasis Field on the Khala Nexus. So Cybercore is online, expansion is being made, Wall Off is almost complete, and expansions being made for the Raiders here as well. So we have a little bit of a macro game coming up here. No early harassment. Raiders certainly have the potential for early harassment with their Reapers. The Khala as well. With the Repulsor, which we will shortly see in action, and the Stargate coming out. Oh, it's the first time I watched this replay. Of course I played the game, but I didn't know he made his Stargate so fast. I'll explain something though. So the Repulsor, I put it back to faster speed. The Repulsor going across the map. This is a really great unit early on for the Khala, for map control, harassment, scouting, basically everything. It costs 15 Terracine, so you can only have 1 or 2. And as you can see, it barely does any damage against buildings, but the thing is, the wall of here was not complete, so now there's a problem. The Repulsor got into the base, and it's actually doing well against Vultures. Vultures also doing heavy damage against light units though. So 2 Vultures enough to finish that off. Repulsor certainly better against Marines, or especially in combination with Dragoons. So that didn't do much, but Rom gained the confirmation of what he probably already expected, namely, I'm going mech. I'm going Brood War style mech, tanks, vultures, spider mines, and in anticipation of this, he's already building his first scout. Now, if you ever played Brood War, you might remember scouts and wraiths. They have really feeble ground attack. So it's more of an air superiority fighter, really. As you can see, really strong anti-air attack, really weak anti-ground attack. Still, it's better than nothing, and no anti-air yet in place here for the Raiders. Second guy's being taken, armory being started, getting ready to take my 3rd base. Rom still on 2 bases, getting his upgrades. Getting another scout. They will probably stay true to their name in this game and just be used for scouting. By the way, sorry for my voice. I did get a new microphone today, but I'm kind of sick, so I might sound a little bit weird. At least the sound quality is much better now though. So these 2 unupgraded scouts moving rather slowly. As you can see, they can be upgraded in speed and also in their sight range, and the tank push is starting slowly but surely. Mines being planted, tanks being sieged up. Yeah, and this is probably a complete overreaction. I just ran away all my cities, totally unnecessary actually, because the scouts won't do much. time trying to get up this ramp. No high ground vision.
Base is under attack.
And no way to get it. And a little bit overeager, getting too close here. The Dragoons are able to walk so close that the tanks can't fire anymore and pick off 4 tanks. Another tank arrives and can pick off all 3 of these really damaged Dragoons, but still this was a really good trade-off for Rom. And at the same time, these scouts at least getting a few kills, but now Goliaths are out. Goliath, really strong anti-air unit, you might remember from Brood War. They have the Charon booster upgrade that boosts their anti-air range, but even without that, they're basically like walking missile turrets. So a third base coming up for Summerloud. Gateway explosion here, as well as a High Council. High Council has one very interesting upgrade in Heptacraft, and that's instant return. As you can see, it's a really expensive late game upgrade that costs 100 Terracine, but it enables your zealots to respawn as dragoons at your closest cybernetic core for a small cost. So if you plan on use lots of zealots, it's certainly a good investment. Shuttle being built here. Rum moving out, but has to move back. Not the forces right now, even to compete with this really tiny mech army, but there's lots of zealots in production, so nothing really on the radar side to contend against the zealots. And this scout, there's another scout, and he's delaying this expansion. Well, not too bad, there's no anti-air at home. All the anti-air is here. In this really small push, that's probably a mistake, pushing here with only 1 tank. That won't be enough. And Rom doing the Brood War style anti-tank push. Zealot drop. This is really good. It lets you drop your zealots in close range, finish off the tank, and without the tank, this army is worth nothing. Goliaths can't compete on ground against Khala units. So, as we can see, worker supply is slight lead for Rom because of this scout harassment. Army supply, bigger lead even for Rom. Loading up 2 dragoons in this shuttle. Where is he going with that? At the same time, radar starport being built. Can't stay on just these 3 mech units all game. I mean, Vultures, Siege Tanks and Goliath are really cost effective, but not if you use them like this. Goliath's getting too far ahead. 3 Goliaths traded for nothing. Vultures get in the back of the army and are able to lay down a few spider mines. No observer here right now. Does he even have one? No, there's none. As you can see, mules really good for repairing your mech army. They start with repair on autocast as soon as you drop them. And in the meantime, I missed this drop here. This is where the 2 dragoons went. 2 dragoons, maybe not the most effective payload for a shuttle. But keeping it busy. As we still see a really traditional Brood War-like face-off here. By the way, it just turned night again, so if you wonder what these day and night circles mean, the players see whether or not it's day or night, and there are really small bonuses for all factions during day or night.
SCV ready.
break here, sorry for that.
Add-on complete.
Ready to roll out! SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
Oh, and now Rom walked around the mech army. This is how you beat mech. Abuse it. Its electrical mobility. Drops a couple of ground forces here with his shuttles while walking in on this expansion. So we have a base trade kind of scenario going on here. But this push also really strong, so let's see how this will turn out. There's just too many zealots here right now though. Not enough spider mines, not enough vultures, no fire bats. That might have been a good idea to mix in, but as you can see the factory, the barracks goes down here. Push is advancing 2-1 upgraded mech against 2-1 upgraded Khala. He has to turn around here after killing the third base and will fight against the wall with tanks behind it. Now the question is, will he be able to kill this tank push? But I mean, there's 3 shuttles and they don't have the speed upgrade yet, as you can see. But even without speed upgrade, there's only a single Goliath here. 3 shuttles worth of Khala units being dropped on top of these tanks while the dragoons walking from below the ramp. That's too much. That's too much. The whole push is wiped out. Second base was killed, still a third base for Rom, and a hidden gold base going on here. But I don't know of this base either. So Rom taking the supply lead. In the meantime, I teched up to a Spectre school, but I don't have a barracks anymore. I wanted to mix in some Spectres and see how that goes. Maybe use Mind Blast against Zealots or Lockdown against Dragoons. But what I would really need right now, as you can see, is firefights. There's too many Zealots eating up all the tank damage. The tanks are getting caught here down below the ramp, completely wiped out, and this Rom takes a huge supply lead, and that's basically game, as you can tell from these numbers, even though he doesn't walk up the ramp right now. Instead decides to start making some carriers. Carriers, like most capital ship units in Heptacraft, also cost Terracine. Carriers are for Heptacraft, as far as Heptacraft capital ships go, on the cheaper side, because they only cost 50 Terracine. As you can see, he has 100 left, so while he's making 1 carrier and already 1 on the field, so he could theoretically make 4 carriers if he spends all his Terracine on carriers. Another unit he could build with his Terracine is Arbitas, would certainly also be strong. As you can see, macro very easy with the radars because of these tech reactors. But now there's an air unit, there's lots of Khala stuff down the ramp, there's 4 Khala bases to contend with. But the supply lead, at least, hasn't narrowed. Oh, moving his carrier too far in front though. As you can see, Goliath is very effective against air units. This is one of the things in Heptacraft. Most dedicated anti-air units have very strong anti-air attacks. This is because me and many other people don't really like the concept of mass air in RTS, because it makes the game much less positional. You can just make a huge blob of air units and move them around. So in Heptacraft, air units are only used for harassment and for support of ground armies. As you can see, these 2 carriers certainly add a lot of DPS to this army. but he can't just mass 12 carriers and then only have carriers. An attempt at a hidden expansion from
Your
the
warriors
Reapers here.
have engaged the enemy.
Oh, getting a little bit over eager here, Dragoons. A little bit too fast before the shuttles can drop their stuff. Still didn't get the speed upgrade for the shuttles. That's something we definitely should do. Wiping out all the anti-air though. That's the last Goliath. So the 2 carriers uncontended right now, but 5 new Goliaths coming up. Fast macro invaders. Rum not really paying attention to his carriers here. Not like he has to though. He has 4 bases. He has a big supply lead and he's starting to make Corsairs now. That's another unit you probably know from Brood War. Have the disruption map ability, really great against tank pushes as well. You can just cast them on tanks and they can't attack anymore. Yeah, getting my foothold here again, my 5th base starting up, but it's spotted by Rom and he will wipe it out. Don't have enough units right now to walk down the ramp. Worker supply pretty even, but army supply almost double for Rom. Fully saturated gold base doesn't really hurt either. And these shuttles, they never died. They were so valuable in this game. I just wonder why he never got the speed upgrade for them. Again, warping in with the shuttles, dropping directly on top of the tanks. This time it's not enough, no. That was overly optimistic. And I can actually catch up a little bit in supply here. Have a couple of ravens for support. There's not much they can do. Not enough. They don't have the Corvid Reactor upgrade. That would make them more useful. Would be able to cast more point defense drones. That's the first Guardian Shield we actually see all game. That ability is still in the sentry. The only thing that was removed from the sentry was force field replaced with shield recharge. The wall is broken. No one here to hold the door. And GG. So that was just to show you a really classic game basically that plays really similar to Brood War style, Protoss vs Terran. That's the thing about Heptacraft. You can get back to the matchups you know and love from Brood War, but you can also have completely different stuff like Covenant and Infested. So if you like the game, if you like what you see, go check it out. Go to www.heptacraft.com. Join us on Discord. Search for people who play. We have a small but growing player base and we're looking for more people. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.